Bangladesh is in crisis. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has resigned. She fled to India amidst protests. Violence has erupted across the nation. Hundreds are feared dead. An interim government is struggling to maintain control. Nobel Laureate Muhammad Yunus leads the fragile government. The situation remains tense and unpredictable. The opposition is demanding justice. They want Hasina to face criminal charges. They criticize India for granting her refuge. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party is leading the charge. This political turmoil is fueling the unrest. Citizens are caught in the crossfire. Fear and uncertainty grip the nation. The roots of the crisis run deep. Long-standing grievances against the previous government fueled the anger. The sudden power vacuum has worsened the situation. Societal divisions have deepened. This has created a fertile ground for violence. Amidst the chaos, a sinister force has emerged. Anti-Hindu sentiment is on the rise. Extremists are exploiting the situation. They are inciting violence against the Hindu minority. Their hateful rhetoric is spreading like wildfire. One such voice belongs to Abu Najm, an Islamic scholar based in the US. Najm has publicly celebrated the attacks on Hindus. He has urged their extermination if they refuse to convert to Islam. His words, shared through social media, have fueled the flames of hatred. Najm's rhetoric is dangerous and irresponsible. It represents a growing trend of religious extremism. This ideology thrives on division and violence. It seeks to exploit the current instability for its own agenda. This poses a direct threat to Bangladesh's social fabric. Bangladesh's Hindu community is living in fear. They have become targets of systematic persecution and violence. Reports are emerging of horrific atrocities. Murders, rapes, and the destruction of temples and homes are becoming commonplace. Extremist groups are carrying out these attacks with impunity. What's worse, local authorities seem to be turning a blind eye. There are even reports of complicity by some officials. This lack of protection has left Hindus vulnerable and terrified. Hospitals are reportedly refusing to treat injured Hindus. This highlights the level of discrimination and hatred they face. Many are fleeing their homes. They are seeking refuge in neighboring India. They are making desperate, illegal crossings to escape the violence. Section 4. A plea for help. The international community cannot remain silent. The escalating violence demands immediate attention. We must act now to prevent further atrocities against Bangladeshi Hindus. Their plight is a stain on our collective conscience. India, as a close neighbor, has a special responsibility. It must provide refuge and assistance to those fleeing violence. But this is not just India's problem. The entire world must stand up for the persecuted. We must demand accountability for the perpetrators. Humanitarian aid must reach those in need. And we must address the root causes of this crisis. Religious intolerance and extremism must be confronted head-on. Section 5. The world watches. The world is watching Bangladesh. We are witnessing a nation teetering on the brink. The violence, the hatred, the suffering, it must stop. The future of Bangladesh hangs in the balance. We cannot afford to be bystanders. We cannot allow another Rwanda to happen. The time for action is now. We must show solidarity with the people of Bangladesh. We must demand peace, justice, and protection for all. Let us not forget the victims. Let us not forget their stories. Let us not forget our shared humanity. The world must act now to end this crisis. We must not let them down.